Hey there, it's Vosel Heights, and today I wanted to talk to you about one of the businesses that I started back in sophomore year of college. That actually, if you're in college now, might be something you want to do. The basic principle is this: is we basically bought gelato for wholesale and resold it and delivered it to college students. And the problems that we found the year beforehand when we did this was that we couldn't store the product, the gelato, on campus. And so I had to go find a place to store this thing on, because this business school wouldn't allow you to store business stuff on campus. Super bizarre. In any case, I ended up going to 20 or 30 different nearby restaurants and nearby business stores and things like that, and just knocked on their door and said, hey, I've got this freezer, I need access to it, pretty much all day long. Is there any way I can pay you, just to rent a small corner? Even if you put it outside, I don't care about the weathering because I have a tarp and this other thing. And one place wanted to charge me $300 or $350 per month for just renting a small place. No freaking way. I was so frustrated at them. I was so pissed. And finally, I found someone, really nice lady at the Blue Dodo, who said, you know what, just put it outside. I'll run a cable underneath the door so you have electricity. And we ended up making a deal with her there, and we were off. And so we had access to a freezer. It wasn't stored on campus, and that's how we operated. However, we came across a problem during delivery, because since we couldn't store it on campus, it no longer took 2 minutes, 3 minutes to deliver this gelato. It took 10 to 12 minutes because we had to bike to the place. We weren't running, but biking still took a long time, and then biking back and then doing this whole thing. And so I came up with this way of handling orders, dealing with customers, and getting delivery from 12 minutes to under 5 minutes, even though we were 15 to 30 times distance away than we once were. And this is kind of what happened every time we got an order, logistically speaking. We get an order in, and we'd have two people that would be on call. We'd have a runner, and we'd have a communicator. Now, the communicator's job, let's start with the runner, actually, because the runner, as soon as he'd see the order come in saying, hey, I want this and that, or how do I order, or, whatever it is that indicated a sale was about to happen, he would hop on his bike instantly, put his phone in his pocket, and just start freaking biking straight to the location where we kept the freezer. Meanwhile, communicator's job, who's also on call, sees the order on their phone, waits exactly it was about 20 seconds before starting to write a response. After writing the response and seeing the 3 dots go, they'd wait another 20 seconds, press send. This would give the runner more time to get to the location. Communicator and the customer would go back and forth. What kind would you like? Oh, I want espresso. Okay, where would you like it delivered? I want it here. Do you guys bring it in, or do I need to come to the door? And by the time all of the order information had been sent back and forth, the runner would already be at the location or at the freezer. Look at his phone. Okay, they want this. This is where they want it delivered. Boom. He'd put it in the bag, lock the freezer, and start heading there. And by doing it this way, working with a 2-person system, one person could be in the library doing homework and just, be the communicator, and we only effectively had to have one person on call, and we were able to do under 5-minute deliveries while still having, the freezer be close to a mile away, a little more than a mile away. Anyway, this was one of the businesses I did in college, and it's super easy. All I needed was a freezer and someone to supply gelato, ice cream, whatever. And it was very successful. I don't know if it was worth my time. We were selling each pint for $9. And one of the reasons was, by doing this sort of pricing, I figured that we could get away with selling a $10 pint, right? Because no one has $9 in their pocket, assuming they're paying with cash, right? They have 2 $5 bills or a $10 bill, in which case my assumption is that, here's the $10 bill and keep the change. Great. We just sold a $10 pint of ice cream, a $9 pint of ice cream for $10. And so that was the basic premises of it. And if you're interested in doing this, I have a couple recommendations. One, don't buy a new freezer. I made that mistake. I bought a brand new freezer. I really didn't need to. It cost me $213, and it worked just as fine as the $50 freezer that I probably should have bought. I don't know why I didn't think of this. One of those moments where you look back and go, what was I thinking? You know, that's so unlike me. And that's one of the mistakes that I made. One of the things that we did to get customers was just go knocking on doors and basically saying, hey, we got free ice cream. Do you want to try it out? Tell us what you think. Free ice cream. I want some ice cream. And we had our Instagram page on a QR code, and they taste the ice cream and just fall in love and say, if you want more of this, just follow the page. Sure. We picked up, we did this for 3 nights or 1 week straight, and every night we got another 100 followers on the page just from going door to door. And this stuff was so much fun, but we bought this thing for $3 a pint, sold it for $9, sometimes 10. It was enough. The thing that made me not want to do it was the liability and the risk, because the location of the freezer was directly on the main road there. And, we'd get orders at 2 a.m. in the morning. And I'm sorry, but, there's kids drinking out on the road. I don't know what they're doing. And, fine if I get hurt, but I had brought on 2 of my other buddies, and I didn't want them getting hurt, or I didn't want any of us getting hurt. And, to risk all that for, $6 of profit, probably not worth it. So if you're able to get a freezer that's in a better location, I'd recommend that. But yeah, so that's basically one of the businesses that I did while I was in college. Really fun, made a good bit of money. Just the location was really a bummer. And probably what I could have gotten away with is struck the deal with where we were storing the gelato, and said, hey, can I pay you $30-$50 a month to say that our freezer's here and that we've been using it? Sure, great. And then just keep the freezer on campus and operate under the radar. That way we don't have to go through all this BS mumbo jumbo logistic stuff. That would have been a more creative way of doing it, less of a legal way of doing it. But anyway, we ended up not doing it. We ended up doing it the legal way. Yeah, that's it.